Okay. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي وللمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. وصل اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه وأتباعه وسلم. ربنا اغفر لنا وارحمنا وأنت خير الراحمين. آمين.
We are on part 26 of the Book of Creation. We are on page 10 for us. And we are reading. We'll be starting the third of the four proof, which is on human conscience, of the conscious nature. Last week, we discussed how the source of existence of a quality, I guess, once established that that force is absolute, once I come to this conclusion that every single thing that I observe in creation or in existence reflects all of the qualities of its source, but to different degrees, um, and um, in the way that they are made. So, for example, we discussed consciousness, right? So when I look at existence, or when I look at myself, for example, I find that I'm conscious of my consciousness, that I can understand myself, and I'm aware of the fact that I'm aware. And I observe the quality of consciousness in my existence and an order of purposefulness and existence of everything around me as well. So I can conclude that the one who brought about this consciousness in me and in everything around me must also be a conscious source, a conscious being. Um, However, or rather, the manifestation of consciousness in a rock, for example, does not necessarily equate to the same way consciousness may reflect in my existence. So we were kind of discussing this um, for the first section. We also discussed how the commands of creation, or basically the order within the universe, how everything within the universe is bound to these limitations, and thus they they act in accordance to them. Right? They don't choose how to exist.
So the third of yeah, as a
So we'll be continuing from that.
yeah, as an evidence to what? To as an evidence to what? Alaykum assalam wa
To the qualities of the source of existence, of things that I find existing.
yeah. To acknowledge, to recognize who it is. Is it possible that it or he exists or not? Yeah. Selam. Okay, let's start.
The third, something imagined and only of nominal existence cannot be the origin of external visible existence. Something imagined and only of nominal existence cannot be the origin of external visible existence. The point of reliance or support and the point of seeking help, both of which people necessarily feel within themselves, are two essential aspects of their conscience or conscious nature. The point of reliance or support and the point of seeking help, both of which people necessarily feel within themselves, are two essential aspects of their conscience or conscious nature. The absence of these 2 points, which is irreconcilable, is the wisdom, order, and perfection in creation, would mean that human beings, noble creations, with an essentially pure spirit, would be reduced to the lowest of the low.
So what do you understand from nominal existence?
I believe we did discuss it before too. I guess like whatever I observe in existence, whatever I observe, I name it. So, for example, the order that I observe in creation, gravity, or other what I consider laws. That's nominal.
By nominal, let's be more specific. Give us a very simple example. Somebody, anyone.
Laws of nature.
Sorry?
Laws of nature.
For example, yeah? For example, we see the things are happening in the world.
We give it a name.
And give a name, the way they exist, and then observing that the way they exist is repeated everywhere, almost in the universe as far as we can perceive, and saying that this is the principle of existence. What is that? For example, as you said, laws of something. So they are universal laws. But when you ask them, do they have within the universe an external existence? They say no, but we observe the things are coming into existence within a certain way which we observe never change. It means they are constants in the universe. So we can attribute the existence of the things, as the text says, visible external things, existence, to this observation or to the names which we label what we observe outside, that the things are coming into existence within a certain way. We may call it order, we may call it the same universal principles. When we name these universal principles, we cannot say that these universal principles are the source of existence of the things I can observe externally, existing objects here because these objects are coming into existence within these principles, not by these principles, because we cannot see, observe, detect such a thing. There's nothing but this nominal things that we name, the principles of existence, we name them as a result of the way they come into existence, not as a source of their existence. If we are not careful about it, we confuse the result of our observation and the source of existence of the things which come into existence. Result of our observation of the things, how they are coming into existence, we name it, we put a name on it, name such and such law, because it always happens in this way. But if something happens, if something always happens in a certain way, doesn't mean that this way of happening is the source of its existence. Is it clear? But that's why the author is very much aware of this and says nominal existence of anything cannot be the origin of the external visible existent objects.
Why invisible? I mean,
Sorry?
why would the author, I understand why he would say external existence, but why external visible existence? Why
that we are experiencing visibly, that we cannot imagine it. For example, the laws, we call them, are the result of our observation that the things are coming into existence and we name them. They don't have, we don't experience it. We don't externally see that this is the cause of existence of these objects. I think this is just emphasis. External is enough, but visible also, we are experiencing it, touching, of course. While we are now, the main element of this discussion is using human sight by ourselves, our human feelings, our human qualities, to understand that this universe, I have to do something. It's start. Yeah, it is. Okay. I will come there very quickly. There was something. Was it hanging up?
Yeah. Following the order, the water cycle. I think it's like unconscious.
Human beings must experience the act. You need to experience the act, not the act, in order to conclude that this act, this action, needed an actor. That's why external existence is necessary in order to understand the source of this external existent beings. Existent. Clear? There is no need to repeat. Okay. So,
But without the existence of external thing, we don't experience the law.
Yeah, the same thing again. But we are not, uh, it doesn't follow the same logic as an act needs an actor. That is human logic, human expectation. But laws are not observed or concluded as actors. Laws are concluded as a result of how the things have the, if you like, universal principles in coming into existence. For example, you see that, for example, in a country, laws organizes the country, but do the laws organize the country's order? No. The laws are the decisions made by an agent. This agent may be government, this agent may be power, who has the power over the society. He issued the laws. They issued the laws. So the order in the society is established according to the laws as willed by the legislator of the law. We understand. Because we cannot say that laws are the cause of existence of the order in the universe. See? Or cause of existence of the order within a country. For example, nowadays, we are not talking about legitimacy of the order or no, just how we experience it. Right? The laws are not the source of existence of the order in the country or a peace and order in the country.
But I feel like in that sort of example, I mean, even if someone enacts a law, right?
Mhm.
Even after that person dies, the law might exist
Mhm.
independently. In that sense, it feels like the law itself, independent of whoever is enforcing it or not, is
No.
as though it has some independent existence.
No. It is an example. It is only an analogy. So the analogies can be taken only, in this case, for one purpose. Laws are the things, the order of the country is organized according to a law. But laws are not the source of existence of the order in the society. But what is happening in this world, the difference between there are laws operating or active, not operating, active in the world. Everybody accepts it. If no one accepts the law in the country, do you think the law itself, which is written in the book, will force it and make it? So if there was no agent practicing the law, do you think the law itself will, for example, no government, no state, no military or police or court executing the order? Do you think the law itself can organize the order in the society? It is written somewhere there. It is commonly accepted notions. It is nominals. It's a norms. No, I don't know whether it is in English. Norm. Names or written text. So when we see that, for example, there is an order in a human society. Now, we say, oh, they are obeying the order, which is correct. They are obeying the order. If this order is happening, no one is breaking the order. So they are obeying the order. do you think they are obeying the order itself, or through obeying the order, they are obeying the one who legislated the order? They are obeying the law or legislator of the law. The authority of the legislator is the example that we have to take from this analogy. So we say, yes, there are certain ways that every being obeys in the creation. That's what we observe in the universe. That's what we observe. It means they are following something, but this something is the result of my observation, concluding that they are following a certain thing, yeah, certain principle. But the principle itself is my naming it. There must be a law. For example, the simple, very simple, even childish example. Okay, every car stops at the red light. It is practical, observable. You don't have to know the law, and you don't have to be a lawyer. Now you say, oh, they are following a principle that everybody who drives a car should stop at the lights, the red light. Yes, on the road. We say there must be a law. But in fact, when they don't do it, when they don't cross, another force comes and punishes them and stops them, if you like. Now, the law itself, the principle itself, has no power.
Life itself.
Yeah, I mean, stop at the stop sign or red light. But it doesn't mean that this red light or the stop sign or the principle written in the book, commonly accepted by human beings, are really imposing the power on them. They are the means of operating of the legislators, administrators, yeah, the one who enforces or executes the order, the power. So needs an agent. We need an agent. This is just an analogy. Of course, in this analogy, whatever the example you give, it has to be limited and bound to the conditions of this universe. It means in its nature, it must be transient, not permanent. So that's why human mind goes beyond the capacity of the universe in order to look for the actor. Because we don't see the executor, which the agent which executes the order here. Order, what we see only, not the agent which executes the order in the universe. And there is no sign in anywhere that human beings can find, here is the executor. It's very human, very reasonable to me. Every mind can understand it comfortably. As far as I can see, if someone has any objection to it, of course, I will rectify myself, but at the same time, I will be surprised. Oh, how did I miss it? Yeah. Any question? Okay. The point of the second sentence now.
The point of reliance or support and the point of seeking help, both of which people necessarily feel within themselves, are two essential aspects of their conscience or consciousness.
Now, I think looking for the source of this nominal existent thing that we named, in fact, these are the names we put, or as a result of what we observe, how the things are coming into existence. We say, oh, they are coming into existence within a principle. Well, yeah. So this is not satisfactory human. It is not satisfactory because nominal things that we named actually. We named how the things are coming. So human beings have two essential needs because we are talking about how the human nature witnesses to the necessity of an absolute creator who has independent existence from the universe. He is the executor, originator of the universe. Must be. How human beings, human qualities need it in two ways. What are they?
Point of reliance or support and the point of support.
Yeah. Why?
You can tell them senses also, technically.
What?
Sense, they are also sense.
Which one?
Point of reliance and the point of seeking help.
But that's human nature. We
One of
call
our
it,
sense.
yeah, we call it as human nature. Yeah, that is called as I am. Not all sense or reasoning, everything. It's a human being. I need point of reliance. Reliance. In order to use what? Why do we need reliance? In order to what? Rely in order to do what?
A reliable point that for something essentially not of the nature of the universe. Something that doesn't
Look at me now. From my side, my question was
fly.
from my side. Why do I need a point of reliance?
Feel secure
About what?
about my existence.
So that I can attribute to this point of reliance so I can feel secure. But nominal things, nominal existence cannot be the point of reference because I cannot really, it is my naming, you know. It is my naming. It means I invented it. It means, but the event is there, how the things are coming into existence, but calling them as principles in existence is my naming. Principle in this way or another way, to name. But to observe somebody's life and say that, for example, this person is very tidy. Why? You see that whatever he does does it in a tidy way. So you call it, this person is a tidy person. Tidy is an adjective, but I cannot say that tidy is the exit. And for example, maybe we can expand the example to looking, going to a person's house and seeing that everything is properly located. Yeah. You say, oh, this house is very tidy. Now, you put a name, what you observe, a name to what you observe. Do you think this name is the source of existence of what you have experienced in the house? There must be, this adjective must have an agent. So I can say that, yes, the tidiness comes from this agent. He is the actor. He is the originator of the tidiness of the room, right? He is the originator of the tidiness of the room. That's why I call it, this person, whoever arranged this house, must be a tidy person. Tidiness is my naming what I have observed. So I cannot say that tidiness is the source of the existence of this room. The agent is the source of existence of this room as I observe it, and this agent must be not of the objects that I am seeing here. This is the result of his action. I am observing the act. I am not observing the actor. But the act demonstrates that such a concept exists. What is this concept? Tidiness. Right? Now, it demonstrates that such a concept exists, but it needs an agent. The objects cannot be the source of their own tidiness. They are put there. They have no free will. They have no choice. They have no power. Whoever put them in order, they will be there. So you look for an agent and say that the owner of this house, you appointed an agent to the tidiness. Owner of this house, whatever it is, whoever it is, maybe a machine, maybe a person, I don't care, but there is an agent. But this agent is not of the nature of the things themselves that I observe in existing in the house in a tidy way, right? So, as this example demonstrates, we see that the universe is coming into existence in a tidy way. There is no shadow, there is no meaningless, there is no turmoil in the existence of the universe, right? In the existence of the universe. There is no, now something happens here once and another thing happens unexpectedly somewhere there. I cannot make sense of the action. So I cannot really name and put a title like tidiness. I can say the things are jumbled within each other. I don't know what's going on. Now, but when you observe the universe, you see that the way it comes into existence in a tidy way. So such a concept exists in human consciousness, tidiness. Now, observe this one and explain your existence now. In my existence, come to myself. In my existence, I see tidiness in my coming into existence. So that's my name, like tidiness. So tidiness needs an conscious agent to execute it. To execute means put the things or give existence to the things in a tidy way. Okay? Execute. So if I am the object of this tidiness, so I need to explain my existence in terms of the agent of this quality that I named tidiness. So I say, I need tidiness in my existence, and the agent of tidiness, my source of existence, or in the specific example, my source of existence in my tidiness in my existence. My source of existence of tidiness in my existence. So when I, as a human being, when I attribute my existence in the specific example, existence of tidiness in my existence to an agent, then I can feel comfortable. that this agent is doing it. I have seen it. I am experiencing it in my own, within my already existing situation. So I can attribute my existence to this source. So my existence becomes or becomes secure. Why? As long as agent exists, my tidiness exists. Because my existence demonstrates that my source of existence has the quality, and it needs consciousness, yeah, it needs a deliberate action, it needs intention, it needs power to execute tidiness. So this being not within me, that I can see anything powerful within my being. So where is it? Not within the universe. No conscious being in the universe is operating on me as an actor, on my cells, or within myself, whatever is going on. They are all subject to the preference, choice of the agent. They are all subject to the agent, the will of the agent, and coming into existence in a tidal way. Then I'm sure my source of existence is a conscious, powerful, knowledgeable, existing agent, nothing to do with the universe. That's my conclusion. So this conclusion makes me feel comfortable. I belong to a being who is giving existence to whole universe with the same quality. Even I use the word turmoil. For example, in the ocean, we call it turmoil. The existence of turmoil occurs in a tidal way, not accidental. Tidal way, deliberately created as a turmoil, as a storm, for example, consciously. Because if we study, we can see the principles in it, that they are coming into existence in a tidy way. Right? Clear? So our mind must be clear. Any question? Any? So that is what I need. Point of reliance for my existence. Because human beings need support for their existence. Otherwise, I cannot accept and be comfortable as a human being if I have no point of reliance for my existence. It means I don't know what I am. Meaninglessness is the enemy of human expectation. Why? You cannot really see yourself as a conscious being because we have consciousness. So as I am a conscious being, if I don't know that my existence is not sure, I will panic. I mean, you can ask yourself. Meaninglessness that we cannot accept. My consciousness says, not as I am, as Ali, I don't accept meaninglessness. No, human consciousness cannot stand meaninglessness. That's what I have experienced. I ask other people. If I ask you to do something with no meaning, what do you do? You are in trouble within yourself. Even not your existence, doing a chore, a small thing, with no reason. Even a child. If the mother calls the child and says, "Go to this corner and come back," Automatically, child says what? That's human. I said, why? Why are women? Why do you want them to go there? Meaninglessness is unbearable for human nature. And feeling insecure one's existence is even more unbearable. I don't know what I am. I don't know how I am here. And just like that's happen. Purposely say it is impossible. That's why people keep themselves, although we human beings, when we are not aware of the security of our existence, we keep ourselves busy with other things just to forget because it is unbearable. You say, what am I don't know.
Another level of security we should be able to reach that is absolute clarity, right? Which is
Now,
introduced by
so
Paul.
agent of existence. Agent
Absolutely.
of existence. Now, we should not use a term without any base for it. Now, the agent of my existence cannot be found within the universe because everything is like me, needs to be given existence. So there must be a source of existence, an agent, executes these qualities that I see, the source of it, not within the universe, not of the nature of the universe. Why? The universe, everything in the universe needs to be given existence. They are all dependent. So it shouldn't be that everything must be from that source, and the source cannot be of the results in the universe. So we call this quality everything is from there, and everything needs something not of their own nature. So it means I am dependent. I cannot be secure by attributing my existence to something which also depends for its own existence on something else. I said, no, you are not the ultimate authority, ultimate agent. So what I want, when I find the ultimate agent, uh, now ultimate agent is not a right word, and aware of. The only agent, not ultimate. Ultimate means there are stages. No, there are no stages. Either universe itself is the origin of its existence, or there is something which is not of the nature of universe. So this thing, which is not nature of the universe, we can only describe it as a word which says, it's again, I put a name, absolute. Well, the absolute cannot be observable, but the existence of which must be necessary for me. So absolute means, absolute represents this. As I say, it's not the only sole word that we can use. You can use anything which connotes this notion, this understanding. Not dependent, but the agent of the source of existence of everything whose nature is dependent in its existence. It cannot give existence to itself. Whatever it is, human being, and I don't know, a piece of stone, anything, an atom, cannot give existence to itself, dependent on its existence. No, for its existence, or something else. It completes the picture. Yeah.
Yeah, I think my question is kind of answered, but I just want to verbalize the thought process. So you said that by observing the quality of tidiness, I can logically conclude there must be an agent who must be the source of the quality of tidiness. That must be performing the tidiness.
But tidiness is my observation and naming the what I saw.
It's a nominal.
Yeah, nominal thing. Yeah. It's a name.
Right.
I put it in.
Then you also said, so when I don't see tidiness, let's say somewhere, I have already concluded, or I still conclude that the source of tidiness must.
So I don't see tidiness somewhere.
You say
No.
something along those lines,
No.
or maybe I misunderstood.
No.
So when I see tidiness, I
Yeah.
conclude there must be a source of tidiness.
Yeah.
So
Agent
even the agent
who
the
has this
actor,
quality
the actor.
manifests it.
Right. So when I don't see the quality of tidiness,
Where? No, you don't see. Now, if you don't see the quality of tidiness, you cannot have the notion of tidiness.
like in another instance, though, I
No.
experience
That is up to
tidiness.
you. We are talking about existence. No, there is nothing in the universe which doesn't have or doesn't obey the universal order. So there is a tidiness universal. So the quality is universal. Observed quality is universal. But this quality is my naming. So you can say it, tidiness, another person goes and in another language they use it, another word for it in order to explain this phenomenon, what we see. Now, if you know another word, in another language, you can use it for it, doesn't matter. Because we are talking about the notion that this word represents in my language. Yeah, there is a, if you didn't observe tidiness in the existence of the universe, it means you wouldn't have this notion. But I have it. Well, I describe the things, well, they are quite tidy. So in my existence, I see tidiness. That's why people confuse. They see the tidiness in the universe and name it, universe is tidy. There is a law of tidiness in the universe. So they attribute the tidiness, the source of the tidiness that I came up with, this name, the being real tidy. The things are really tidy according to my observation. So I develop a notion such as tidy. So I am asking the source of existence of tidiness. Now, some people say source of existence of tidiness is the principle of tidiness. You see that? That's what they say. Laws of nature are the source of existence of nature.
So as far as whatever I interact with in existence, everything is already functioning in a way where they are
Demonstrating, not functioning.
demonstrating an orderliness
Yeah.
that cannot be from themselves, that must have an agent.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe within this order that I perceive, the nominal order, let's say for example evaporation. Water
Evaporates
okay.
under certain conditions.
Right.
Always under certain.
Okay, so let's say maybe it's not the best example, but I observe the evaporation of water under a certain circumstance, and then in another circumstance, I don't observe the evaporation of water because it's not the conditions that are needed. But I can still confirm because evaporation is not happening under this condition, that is still following the nominal order that I am.
So, for example, there is a red light in the traffic, and special vehicle comes and doesn't stop and go, and it is accepted. What are these emergency vehicles? So, do you notice that it seems to be not orderly? No, emergency vehicles not stopping at the red light is order. Is anything taking place in order? So we don't say that there are sometimes the order is spoiled sometimes. So there may be not order everywhere in the universe. Nothing happens according to, accidentally. This is an example. This is just an example. Somebody may cross it, I understand. But this is just an example. But we are talking about the existence of the things in the universe and altogether the universe. So the existence of the universe takes place within an order, in a tidy way. So I call it existence. In the existence of the universe, I observe a quality that I name it orderliness or tidiness. Yeah. So this quality cannot be the source of existence of the things which I described with this quality. It's obvious. I mean, that's why nominal things cannot be the origin of the result, action.
And then one other point was, so I observe tidiness, or I observe order as far as my perspective is concerned within my existence at every single moment. As far as I'm conscious and alive, I observe it. But I know we talked about this a little bit before too. In order for me to feel secure in my existence, that this order will continue, maybe in another form.
No, it doesn't matter. As far as my existence is concerned here, either continue or not continue is not the subject here at this moment. Why? My existence belongs to an absolute source of tidiness, which is the source of existence of tidiness. Now, I belong to him.
I would think there's no other option to it. Something must either be of the nature of the universe or not of the nature of the universe. There's nothing else in between.
Yeah. So you can further develop your thinking, saying that if the source of existence must necessarily be an absolute one, so my existence belongs to an absolute one, which is not dependent on anything, which is not subject to time and space limitation. So my existence is according to his will. And he is the absolute tiding. Somebody keep saying it is urgent or okay, nothing. Yeah. So you can extend it that do you desire to exist eternally? You don't want to go in your feeling. So this feeling tells you that it is given to you itself, feeling itself is given to you by the absolute being. We call it absolute. You may call it in another way. It doesn't matter. So by the absolute being. So I belong to it. It is my executor. It is my agent. Yeah. It is the agent of my feeling as well. Right? A feeling which desires not to go into non-existence. So is it capable of giving you non-existence? giving you eternal existence, just the opposite. Yeah, giving you eternal existence within its capacity. Yeah, absolute means no limit. So you say, oh, whatever happens to me is happening really in a deliberate way. For example, I am getting old, of aging. It means my life is in a tidy way getting closer to an end. Older, older. Now it means again, consciously, this agent is telling me that, look, I am creating all this stage, creating you within this all stages. You say, what's going on? He's doing something consciously. You are not aging accidentally and in a jumbled way. No, deliberate, consciously deliberate. It means there is a message. Think about it. Your creator knows what he's doing. And from my other experiences, if I was the first man on earth with this consciousness, I would say, what's going on? But it's a deliberate action, isn't it? Deliberate action. So I don't have to know what's going on. The one who gives me existence must know it because it is doing it deliberately. But if there was no order, I would never think about anything really. It is unimaginable for me because I see always order in everything. Even in my death, there is an order. In my birth, there is an order demonstrated to me. No one comes into this world without going through the stages in mother's womb, as far as human beings are concerned. So no one really, nothing. Everything has an, if you like, decided in its existence, this decision. Everyone has a decision which makes it subject to existence, and human beings realize that I am also made to subject to existence, and I am given consciousness to realize that the source of my existence must be absolute. It means deliberate design. So why worry about my future? That's why this point of reliance, point of support, right, that human beings need is now satisfied with the evidence in my existence that I can perceive. I can conclude within myself without copy-pasting it from some other sources. Just within myself, yeah, there must be something. Other sources can help me to teach so that I can learn easily.
So, not seeing the action, by definition, because of the way everything is existing, the source of that quality or of that action must be by definition absolute. Right?
By definition, that's what we have been talking about, yeah? Not trying to establish really on a reasonable, acceptable way.
And in which case, that is what makes it the point of awareness as well. By nature of what it is as an absolute, although I don't experience the absoluteness, but because of the way things exist in the universe, the source cannot be anything other than this, otherwise it would.
Where, if this source of existence tells me that I am preparing you for a transmission from one type of existence into another, as I have been doing only in a tidy, conscious way, you say, no, this is what I was expecting you to assure. I know, but But what I learn, which is already in me, but it helps me. For example, when we use this example on many occasions, which is very important. You go to school, you learn what? Which is already in you. But to discover it for yourself compared to being taught and discovering it easy. That's why we hear that some people say, the Creator told me that you are going to be resurrected. Don't worry about your death. It is just a transmission. I say, oh, it resonates me. Yeah, it resonates me. Yeah, that's what I learned now. Yeah, secures me even better. Although by myself I say it must be so. Now this must be so is confirmed with the word. So I feel, oh, yeah, it must be. Yep. It corresponds. It resonates. My nature. It doesn't go against me. It doesn't contradict my capacity. That's why we conclude any text which claims to be, technically we're divinely inspired. Scripture, it means claims to be the speech of my creator, should resonate my nature. Otherwise, I cannot confirm it. I don't accept. How? Because why should I? Just because I said, for example, if I come to you one day, yeah, and say, oh, I am your creator. Because I said it. You? Really? Can I offer you something to eat? He said, yes, please. No, you are like me, don't worry. Come on. It's a false claim. Would you accept it? No, you are like me. I'm like you. So only the speech doesn't guarantee anything. It waits or it begs an answer saying that I can guarantee. Yeah, from a source, and I learn it. I discover under the teaching of this speech, I should discover what is already within me, not alien to me. But some students don't listen, don't see, for example, takes the course, let's say, taking the engineering course in the college, example, simple example, and they don't really think about what being an engineer is and why they want to be an engineer, and they don't really take notes of it. So what they do, they are not sincere about themselves. What they do, they don't seriously listen to the professor and learn. Right? Because they never thought that they really need it. But as far as a person is concerned, he thinks about his being, his existence, and wants a point of support for his existence. If you hear somebody saying that your existence comes from somewhere, I say, what? Is this answer? Does it claim that to be an answer to my question? I seriously listen to it, but at the end, it must resonate me. It says something doesn't make sense. I cannot confirm. I reject. I don't listen to it. So that's why the compatibility between human nature and any explanation for the human inquiries must be compatible. Yeah, that's why. But we can never copy paste from the source. But we can take the word. If I see that most of the things it says resonates me, but this one I didn't understand. I thought it didn't resonate me, right? Don't straight away question. What you do? You put it there under consideration. What does it? What does this statement really mean? Does it really make sense? The other things it says yes. It said yes. No, let me try. Let me try within myself whether my approach to the statement, my way of understanding the statement is correct or not. We jumped into another subject, but that is another process that we have to work on. Otherwise, now the first time I hear the voice, for example, whatever somebody tells you, can you understand on the spot everything what he says? But you have to work on it. But you conclude that it doesn't make sense to you, okay, leave it. Conclusion, but not at first step. Okay. Another point is, another thing that human beings need, it is not easy to explain. Human beings need not only the point of reliance for their existence, but satisfaction for every expectations that human beings have. It means point of seeking. Yeah, that's what it means. I have this feeling. How can I satisfy? Simple. You need air. Here is atmosphere. Yeah, satisfy. So you need light. Here is light. Satisfy. Yeah. You are hungry. You taste something good. Then you have something to eat. Satisfy. Satisfy. Now, but death seems to be the end of everything. Huh? I don't want it. I want my existence to continue. How can I make it? Is there any way to continue your existence in the universe? Isn't it? In the universe, by doing something, taking medicine from the universe itself. Possible? No? So you look at it. Everything is like me. They need to continue their existence, but they themselves cannot make it, cannot guarantee everything in the universe. But I have a feeling I'm made in this way. I have, for example, satisfaction for everything I need to be satisfied. Where shall I find it? In the universe, everything is like me. Yeah? No one can preserve its existence by itself. No one can, so no human being can guarantee its desires, expectations to fulfill by any ways in the universe, which means the source of the source of existence of my need, I must look for. Who gave me this need to? What gave me this need? Yeah? Escaping from death, trying to avoid death. Every human. Some people just find a way just to explain it away, saying that you have learned from society. The baby, if there is something harmful, runs away from it. They did learn from society. So everything is common among human beings. You think I need to see because I learned from society that they are using this tool, something is here by opening their eyelid. So I have to open as well because I've seen my father and mother doing the same. When you are hungry, the baby says, food, food. Yeah? Cries when he's hungry, when he's hungry, when he's dirty, uncomfortable. Says, no, 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 I don't want this. Whatever this is disturbing me. You think it learned it from his or her parents going to the toilet, cleaning themselves. So I need to clean themselves, so I need somebody to clean. It learned from his or her mother that it has to eat. So all other human senses are the same. These are very visible. Do you think that we are learning all this from society, from our parents? The baby is learning how to feed the need, satisfy the need for food from its parents. Alaykum salam. Ah, come in. So, would you mind sitting or would you like to take a chair?
Oh no, I'll be fine.
Okay, that's up to you. Okay. So, point of seeking help. Where shall I seek help now? Alaykum salam. Where can I get help for my very human needs? It's with me. Where no, these are different things. You can share. Very human needs. So we need to satisfy them. That's how we are. How we are made. So who can I have to look for? What or who can satisfy my needs? That's very easy. So we can find the source of my existence as the source of my satisfaction, because the source of existence of this need must be doing it deliberately for everyone. So what does it mean? Use it and acknowledge me, become aware of my existence. Use it and become aware of the one who gave this source and rely on me. No one else can satisfy these needs. Temporarily, yes, but no one can give you life temporarily. This is what I mean. But something, for example, you are hungry and somebody may offer you food. That's easy. How about your need for, I don't know, to be happy in your existence, satisfied in your existence? All your expectations or feelings must be satisfied. How? So you can offer. No, there are some more here. Please help yourself. Okay? Okay? So, if you read the sentence, point of seeking help, both of them, point of reliance or support for their existence, and seeking help to satisfy their feelings, their needs, both of which
people necessarily feel within themselves.
here is that. It is themselves. You are not borrowed from somewhere. They are not earned. Now, your existence, for example, you don't learn your existence from somewhere else saying that, look, you exist, huh? Really? Okay, I learned. No, no one does that. The consciousness means this. Human consciousness is a witness to the necessary existence of an absolute being. Human consciousness. So the human consciousness automatically acknowledges it. It is within you, not externally given to you. So, okay, can continue.
The point of reliance or support and the point
No.
of seeking help, both of which people necessarily feel within themselves, are two essential aspects of their conscience or conscious nature.
Yeah, conscience or conscious nature. Yeah, it is within me. But the names are not important. I am aware of it because it is in me, and I am made aware of their existence. I didn't make myself aware of my existence. I didn't make myself to be aware of my need for eternal happiness, if you like, satisfaction for with no end. I didn't make myself. I found myself with this feeling. I found myself with the feeling of seeing, speaking, hearing, whatever, thinking. I found myself for the need for satisfaction, whatever I expect within myself. So I think, well, if you have any question, we can talk. Otherwise, we can read the following sentence.
I was just thinking that reliance sounds like something very passive, whereas seeking help sounds like something to actively pursue. But regardless of that, seems like to benefit from the existence of either need, you need to be aware and conscious of what these needs point to.
Seeking help also is passive. You know why? Because you seek help for what? To be satisfied.
But you seek it. I mean, you do something. Whereas
yeah, okay.
relying, you're kind of just
So
like it gives mind of like relying
now
on the
you
wall.
found yourself needy. Yeah, that is, even seeking help is your within yourself. You are like this. You are not the agent of seeking help.
Sure.
So automatic. It is automatic within your nature. That's how you are made.
Right. I don't choose to be like this.
Yeah. It is not you are not the originator or executor of this need, but you are the user of this need. Again, passive user. So we need to secure our existence. We need to get help to satisfy our needs. Again, the same thing, same nature. If I make sense, what I say. Mhm.
They help to each other.
Yeah. All human beings always, as far as explaining their existence, explaining the existence of their needs, and looking for the source of satisfaction, always human beings are passive. For example, even the need to explain my existence and securing my existence is within me. That's why human consciousness is operating, which is me. I didn't make my consciousness. I cannot attribute my consciousness to something that made it within the universe, made my consciousness within my own existence. I cannot attribute to anything in the universe. So I have to make sure that whatever is within me are given to me. I'm not the source of the existence of them at all. Given to me. Then, for example, now as an old man, I need teeth. Yeah. If I lose one of my teeth, I need to replace it. I need to replace it. That is within me. I didn't create the need for the replacement of my tooth. It is there. So I use it. I am not the agent. I am the user. It is passive.
But I can choose to be conscious of this need, or I can choose to ignore it.
But it is there. But you can cover it up. But it is as a result of your choice. It is also there. And you didn't acquire this quality to cover it up, to ignore it. It is given to you. In every sense. Everything, especially human beings, are only passive users. Not the agent of anything. Passive users. When I use my free will, still, I am passive user. It is given to me, I'm using it. Yeah, I am given the ability to use it. There's no other way to explain. Okay.
The absence of these 2 points, for the points of reliance or support and points of seeking help,
Seeking help, being needy,
which is irreconcilable with the wisdom, order, and perfection in creation.
yeah, the absence of it is irreconcilable. We cannot reconcile. So then, oh, okay, this is normal. You cannot say no. This is not normal. It shouldn't. Mhm.
Would mean that human beings, noble creations with an essentially pure spirit,
It means really we need pure satisfaction. We need full satisfaction. We need full security in our existence. Yeah.
would be reduced to the laws of love.
Would be reduced to the laws of, it means, since it is with me, this quality is within me. So if I cannot satisfy it, I become, as a human being, my consciousness says, you are worth nothing. Yeah. You are worth it because it is within me. I cannot ignore it. We call it human dignity, human honor, whatever. Yeah. It's given to me. Again, I'm using.
So when it says the absence of these 2 points, it's not necessarily the absence of these points from within me, but rather,
If there was not,
okay,
if there were not 2 points that I can get satisfaction, then I would be the worst creature because, for example, what I need, food, but the table doesn't need it. Yeah. If I don't have food, example, what I feel, something missing. But table, we don't know, maybe it needs some other things. for its own existence. But as far as I can see, it doesn't need food. It's like me. So it doesn't feel worse. It is speculation because I don't know what the table does. No idea. But comparatively, if my expectations are not going to be met, if I find myself that none of my expectations are going to be met at all, when I die, everything finished, it means I become worthless within myself. I'm worth nothing. Why? I mean, at the end, I will be nothing anyway. Why should I bother? Yeah. You always say, yesterday you enjoyed your life. Now, let's say there is no enjoyment anymore. What does it mean now? Nothing. Hmm? Does your happiness yesterday help you now? Come. So any transient satisfaction makes human beings disgraced. Transient satisfaction. It means, I mean, there are many examples we can give, but it's too many examples. So human dignity, you cannot accept it, and also it is humanly not acceptable. As a human being, my nature doesn't accept it. That's it.
You used to give an example if you have $10 in your pocket or $1 million. If you lose
1 million, they said you can't sleep for 2 days. So
$1 million.
every year is $1 million, huh?
Yeah.
That's okay. That's what it is, a cheap way. You cannot get million for 1 day. By paying 1 million, can you gain 1 day in your life, in your existence?
Buy anything with $1 million. That was not a day.
That's it. It's
But
gone.
try.
But it doesn't satisfy you.
It won't work.
So
Because it's only temporary. It's not sustainable.
nothing. You cannot do that. Yeah.
You want to have
Yeah. So
the main source.
that's why human beings, as I feel within myself, if I say that's it, I satisfied myself about anything. For example, I don't know. I want to go out and entertain myself for in any way, whatever I think. Okay, I did today. I'm planning to do it tomorrow, but deep down, human nature knows what. One day, I won't be able to. Right? One day, I will never be able to. All your taste, all your pleasure disappears. All of them disappear. With this thought only. Human beings, that's why human beings have so noble creatures. Human dignity needs definitely a point of support for their existence and point of satisfaction for their needs. Otherwise, we will be miserable beings. Look, I read in a tafsir, a commentary on the Quran about hell, but it made an interesting short statement. Hell is not a place. Hell is not a place. What is it then? It is a state. It's a state, your state of understanding yourself. So That's what you suffer in this world, in this existence. I don't know in another existence what will happen, but I know that if I reduce myself to a helpless creature, yeah, no hope for my future. This state puts me in hell, in this world. It means I experience this meaningless pain and no satisfaction. All my expectations have no end. It means no satisfaction. Every day I'm losing. Every day I am losing. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone again. So this state puts the people in trouble because, not because. As a result of this, what happens? People try not to think about it. Try not to remember the future. What will happen to me? Don't question. Yeah, that's why people avoid talking about death. Those people, only those people who have, that's the explanation from the Quranic teaching which makes sense. Only those people who don't believe in resurrection, yeah, another type of creation at the end of this creation. It depends on the creator. However he is doing it, he will do it. That's up to him, not me. When you mention anything which doesn't guarantee human expectations, right? For them, it means they deny that they have a creator and this creator is really absolute being with no limit for him at all. Must be so. Then what they do, their heart starts getting under stress, under pressure, and pressurized. So this is a Quranic explanation. When you say something else, let's not forget about what we are, who we are. It's a too heavy subject, and let's go out for something, not to think about it. They get happy because they are under very heavy, overwhelming state of pain. When you say, let's get out of it, they think that, if we do this, I may forget about it. It means I may be busy with something else so that it doesn't come to my mind. So it doesn't disturb me. Look at the human psychology analyzed in the Quran. But they will never get away from it. Yeah. You may try now, but as soon as something happens to you, maybe one expectations may not be met, you get disappointed, and then you start questioning. And then, again, in doubt, that's why the explanation of the Quran is very interesting. They just find enjoyment by indulging in the life of this world and forgetting about their reality. These are, Quranic explanations are amazing, but we have to study. We have to deeply study. They are very interesting, very interesting. But in principle, what we do, that's how our human nature requires. So there is a source out there says, if you go and read it seriously, but bear this one in mind, if someone forgets about its reality in existence, its consciousness, and then refers to the source, cannot get sense of it. Because it's telling about something, I don't know. Because he didn't think himself. He didn't concentrate on his own being. So he didn't compare it with the reality of what they are experiencing here. It means they just prefer to ignore their reality. So if you read the source, even that, then you read the source according to your culture. And just, I don't know what it means, we're reading the cultural source. I don't know. But not as a cultural source, but as a source of checking yourself with your own reality. Does it correspond to my reality? Then you get really deep meaning. Otherwise, you read the literally, really doesn't help. There are, study and see, but study, not read on it, study and reflect on it, try to make sense of it. Unless you refer to your reality, it makes sense. Otherwise, you learn it. Learning doesn't satisfy you. Only, of course, you learn and try to implement it in your life. But how do you implement it in your life? By questioning, giving reference to its reference for its validity to what you experience in this world, so that you will be satisfied. That's another way of the rule of or the principle of reading any scripture. I will compare it with you, and I must find compatibility between you and between what you say and what I experience. Okay.
Shall we go to
You see, I mean, you can start until, do you have time until 1 o'clock? Sure.
the fourth? Even if reason does not work properly, and cannot see the truth, the human conscience does not forget the Creator.
Yeah. It means if you don't really deliberately think about it, about your reality, still consciousness continuously pops up. Now, but you may not choose to follow it, to take it seriously or not. That is your choice. Still, you are free, but you cannot kill human conscience, human nature. You cannot kill it. Everybody looks for happiness. Everybody looks for satisfaction. Yeah, that is innate us. Yes, we are free to use our reasoning. Question or not question, follow the culture. We are free to question the culture, to follow the culture. But we are not free to listen to conscience, to our conscience, or not to listen to our conscience. It's always there functioning, always reminding us. That's why people keep themselves busy with something. If they are not busy with the real thing, they keep themselves busy with imaginary things, and again find themselves in trouble. These are the source of psychological problems. Find themselves in trouble because they are imagining. So this imagination doesn't satisfy them. Even you imagine good things, but your conscience said, okay, for example, I am imagining that I am the ruler of this country. Yeah, I can imagine this. I can think of it as a real position, but my consciousness says, you are not. No, you are not. You cannot cheat yourself. So this contradiction, if we don't prefer to listen to our consciousness, what we do, we find ourselves in contradiction. And this contradiction causes problems because it doesn't let me be in peace by myself. It is always there reminding, hey, who are you? What are you doing here? Why do you have this? Where do you get these expectations? Where did you get all these qualities and your existence? Where? How? Still, we look for it, we question. It is there, it is automatic. It is not like free thinking. It is not like using our free will in this way or another way. But we always use our free will. For example, either to choose action or to be passive. But we choose like this. Human consciousness is always there. But we may listen to it, we may not listen to it, but it is always yeah, it is always there. I can turn, when you say broadcasting, I can turn my TV on and see the screen, or I may not, but it's there. Like this example. This is an analogy.
But don't I still need my reason to make sense of my consciousness? So my consciousness looks
The point, yeah.
points to, it looks to the source that it gave its consciousness of its even its own consciousness.
Now, the subject of this sentence is nothing to do with using your reason or not using your reason. The constant presence of your consciousness acting within you is the reality. You cannot deny it. But it doesn't mean that your hand is with you. Also, I may use my hand, I may not use hand. My reasoning is there. You may use, you may not use. Doesn't matter. Whether you choose to use anything or not to choose to use them, whatever they are, consciousness is always operating. That's the point. So that's what we are trying to understand now. But using the reasoning or not using the reasoning, free will, using this way or another way is another subject. So even you don't use your reasoning, try or not try. Decide with your free will not to use your reasoning. You may do so, but your reasoning is there. It's still there. You decided not to use it. Somebody say, I'm not going to use my right hand, for example. Okay, but your right hand is always there. That is the example given. That is the subject of this paragraph here. But we cannot, when we can cheat, not to by not using my free will, using the free will, but in the positive way that I must use my reasoning and questioning, that's optional. But for the consciousness is not optional. Human conscious is there, automatic. Why? At the end of everything we do, conscious recognizes it is automatic within you, whether it is true or not. Even what the reason concludes, you say, ah, I understand. It is automatically confirmed by consciousness. You understand? Otherwise, if I didn't have this already existing factor within me, how can I make sure that my conclusion of reason is right or wrong? So it means we are created in such a way that we are always entrusted the criterion. Criterion is within us, functioning always. We cannot shut it up. But this criterion needs to become aware of it and confirm it or reject it, whatever. But you may ignore it, but ignoring it doesn't kill the criterion within human being. If this consciousness, for any reason, disappears in human being, what happens? He is not a human being anymore. That's why death is described as losing one's consciousness in this world. Yeah. So in this world, but human reality doesn't use it as consciousness, but death is just the consciousness doesn't operate within this type of creation. But this book of the human expectations are eternal. So I have an eternal side. So this eternal side is what makes me as aware of my consciousness. And this eternal side keeps its consciousness. We call it soul, is a conscious being. Not my body, is a conscious being. So it is the automatic quality of soul, my human side, operating with no cessation, with no end, no hesitation, no interrupt. It's automatic operates. It must be so. That's how we are. So read the sentence now.
Even if oneself could deny him,
Yeah, oneself is if a person within itself denies the point of support or point of health. Maybe we say, no, there is no such thing. We are just temporary beings. We are going to die and become nothing. But human free will, let's say, chooses this idea. Yeah.
the conscience sees him,
No. Yeah. Conscious sees him. Yeah.
reflects on him, and turns towards him.
Seeks him. Conscious seeks him. We always want to continue our existence. Always existence. So we always want to get satisfaction from our existence. Always. With no end. So if someone even says, I am fed up with this life, so I'm going to kill myself. When you say, why? Because I cannot bear anymore meaninglessness, troubles, that it is his understanding. But these are his understanding. But still, if you say, if you get out of this trouble, would you like to continue your life? Why not? But if someone puts himself in meaninglessness, cannot bear it, that's why exceptional case, but commits suicide. Because it cannot bear it. It cannot stop the desire, but no answer for it. He cannot stop the satisfaction and the satisfaction, but there is no answer, no hope for it, that there is a satisfaction. What he does, since my expectation of satisfaction is not going to be completed or satisfied, I don't want to exist anymore. This is the hopelessness comes from his interpretation. But still, consciousness says, if only I had it, I would want it. Consciousness says, look for it, and if you find it, you will continue to exist. It means you won't give an end to your life, not your existence, but your life. So the satisfaction, or seeking satisfaction, needing satisfaction is already there. Hopelessness makes people choose this way. If you lose something and you are not aware of it, that you lost it, you get disappointed. Because you are not aware of it. That's why if someone is not aware of the solution for his existential expectations, then he doesn't have it, and he becomes disappointed with himself, within himself. I expect all this and nothing is happening, so I want to go out of this life. So consciousness is always operating there, but you may listen to it, you may not listen to it, but temporarily you may not listen to it. Temporarily. When you don't listen to it, it still comes up, pops up.
Intuitive perception stirs it up.
So what do we understand from intuitive perception? Within ourselves. We understand this intuitive perception. How do you explain? Anybody? Intuitive perception. It's either with the consciousness is called intuitive perception. It is always there. It stirs up, it means comes again, comes up again, comes up again. Yeah, that's why if someone loses his hope because couldn't really find the source of security for his being, for his satisfaction, what happens to him? Cannot bear it because it's always there. So I cannot bear it. I just give an end. Otherwise, or they get spared in their life. Always they are miserable, not happy because they see nothing is satisfying. There is nothing in this world that they can satisfy themselves. No hope. So they say, okay, why should I wait until I die?
Intuitive perception stirs it up. An inspiration from the itself.
It means inspirations, say it in another word, expectations, or being inspired with something. There must be something which supports me, which will satisfy me. But his conclusion is, but there seems to be no. His conclusion, because he interpreted the existence in the wrong way. There seems to be no, so that's why they despair. Otherwise, this human inspirations illuminates it. It what? That he needs a point of support. He needs a point of help. I need it. I need it.
Love of God urges the conscience to obtain knowledge of the Almighty.
Yeah. Love of God, what means? Love of God?
The need
Love, love of getting or obtaining a point of satisfaction for me. That is not in the universe, so there must be. That's what love of God means here. We love to have, to be aware of the necessary existence of satisfaction, source of satisfaction. That's God is source of satisfaction for human nature. That's why, as long as we realize that there is a source of satisfaction, that's what I was looking for. That is, strong desire for our needs to be satisfied looks for the source of satisfaction. And that urges me that look for it, especially human consciousness starts it, and we feel that, yeah, there must be. If we don't find it, you fall in despair. When you forget that, your or my and everybody, when I say your, it doesn't exclude myself. When I forget that my whole being depends on my creator, then I become meaningless in my existence. What? As if without the source of my satisfaction, my life becomes meaningless. That's why I say, oh, there must be a source of satisfaction because I am given this need to satisfy myself, my existence. I am endowed with this quality automatically. Yeah, let's finish the paragraph.
this love, one's strong yearning for him, that issues from a strong desire based on a strong inclination, is innate in the human conscience.
Yeah, it is in the human conscience. It is innate in us. So when we say this love, one strong yearning for him, point of support. For my existence, it means the creator, my creator. That issues from the strong desire based on a strong inclination. If inclination is within ourselves, we look for a source of satisfaction. We look for a point of support that I belong to someone who can guarantee my existence. If we don't find it doesn't mean that we forget about it. No, urges it, continues to urge that you have to look for it. There must be one. There must be one. That's how we are. I don't know. If someone says, no, I don't feel that, maybe I need to hear his point. Maybe he lost his health, saying that, no, there is no. But for example, if I explain my existence in terms of this universe, my existence becomes meaning. I don't accept it. Meaningless life doesn't appeal to me. That's how I am. Every human being must be the same.
The attraction toward him,
Toward the
point of support,
point of support.
ingrained in this conscience the one who really attracts
It means it's due to the
creativity.
Yeah. who created me with this need. So he gave it to me, and through this need, it's as if you can satisfy yourself only by accepting me. So it's a continuous call. It is a continuous call. Yeah. Inshallah. That is the last human consciousness automatically work. So inshallah, next week we can continue. Yeah. The time is already 2 hours. Okay. Any question? The concluding question.
Very quickly, doesn't it make sense for someone who has lost hope to, for example, commit suicide as opposed to continue their life? Because if they've really completely lost it, because it seems if I believe that my life is meaningless, then the continuation of my life on a day-to-day basis is
So rather than giving an end to your life, why don't you look for the
right.
for the answer? So that's the reason why this sense is given to you. Don't give an end to your existence because of the despair that you felt, but there is an answer. Search for the answer. That is there. That's why it is there. But you think that you killed it, but you cannot kill it because you kill your body. You cannot kill your senses, your human side. In this world, we can only make our body and deprive it of its life. But human side doesn't depend on life. You understand? Life in body. It operates through the body here, but it is there. It is always there. For example, when you spoil this computer, you spoil the program is there. Yeah, program. You put the same program on another computer, it starts working. So program is something not material in this example compared to the physical body of the computer. So program exists independently from the physical body of the computer. As far as I know, I don't understand computer sciences, but is it correct? To say this, I don't know. But it may be an example, but apparently you may make the difference between, for example, if you make all water on earth and in the sky disappear, imagine, can you make the principle of freezing or evaporating dead, non-existent? No. On that, after 2 days, bring a glass of water and put it in the cold, certain conditions, it freezes again. Principle of death. So human consciousness, human senses operating through the body, but taking the life of the body, it means living conditions, giving an end to the living conditions of the body, doesn't give an end human side of us. That's how I understand. Okay, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I think we have to stop. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم وآخر دعواهم